High in the Ural Mountains of Russia, a chilling tale unfolds. This is a place where the cold bites and the wind howls, a place that holds secrets buried deep beneath the snow and ice. It's a story of adventure, mystery, and tragedy, a tale that has intrigued and baffled people for decades, drawing them into its icy grip. In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers set out on an expedition, only to vanish into the snowy wilderness. They were young, full of life, and eager to conquer the challenges that lay ahead. Their disappearance became known as the Dyatlov Pass Incident, named after the group's leader, Igor Dyatlov. What was meant to be an adventure turned into a nightmare. It remains one of history's most perplexing, unsolved mysteries. The questions it raises are as chilling as the icy winds that sweep through the mountains. What happened to those hikers? How could such an experienced group meet such a tragic end? The answers are elusive, hidden in the frozen landscape. The question has haunted investigators and amateur sleuths for decades. Each new theory brings more questions than answers, deepening the mystery. The incident took place on the slopes of Syakhl, known as Dead Mountain in the local Mansi language. This name alone sends shivers down the spine, hinting at the dangers that lurk in these remote areas. This remote and unforgiving landscape would become the final resting place for the hikers. Their story is etched into the snow, a silent testament to their fate. The story is a chilling reminder of the power and unpredictability of nature. The mountains are beautiful, but deadly, a place where the line between life and death is razor thin. It also highlights the limits of our understanding when faced with the truly unknown. Despite advances in technology and science, some mysteries remain beyond our grasp. The Dyatlov Pass Incident has captured imaginations worldwide. Books, documentaries, and countless articles have been dedicated to unraveling its secrets. It's a story full of twists, turns, and unsettling details. Each piece of evidence adds to the enigma, painting a picture that is both fascinating and terrifying. The hikers' deaths remain unexplained, despite numerous investigations and countless theories. From avalanches to secret military tests, the speculations are endless. Join us as we delve into the mystery of Dyatlov Pass. We will journey through the snow and ice, retracing the steps of the ill-fated hikers. We will explore the events, examine the evidence, and try to make sense of the inexplicable. Together, we will uncover the layers of this frozen mystery, seeking answers in the heart of the Ural Mountains. The story begins with a group of young adventurers, full of excitement and anticipation. They were students and graduates from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, eager to test their skills in the unforgiving wilderness. This was not just any trip, it was a journey that required meticulous planning and preparation. Led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, the group consisted of 8 men and 2 women. Igor was a seasoned hiker, known for his leadership and determination. All were experienced hikers, familiar with the challenges of winter expeditions. They had faced harsh conditions before, and were confident in their abilities to overcome any obstacles. Their goal was to reach Otorten, a mountain located in the northern part of the Ural Mountains. This peak was known for its treacherous terrain and unpredictable weather. It was a challenging trek, especially in the heart of winter, but the group was well prepared. They had trained rigorously and gathered all the necessary equipment to ensure their safety. They had the necessary equipment and provisions for their journey. From warm clothing to food supplies, every detail was carefully considered. They were confident in their abilities. Their spirits were high, and they were ready to face the challenges ahead. On January 28, 1959, the group set off from the village of Vizhai, their spirits high with anticipation. The villagers waved them off, wishing them a safe and successful journey. They documented their journey in diaries and photographs, capturing the camaraderie and the breathtaking beauty of the winter landscape. Each moment was a testament to their adventure and the bond they shared. Little did they know that their adventure would take a tragic turn. The darkening sky was a silent omen of the challenges that lay ahead. Their story, instead of a triumphant tale of exploration, would become a haunting mystery. The abandoned campsite would soon become a symbol of unanswered questions and enduring intrigue. Weeks passed and the hikers were expected back in Vizhai. When they didn't arrive on schedule, concern turned to alarm. A search party was organized, setting out into the mountains to locate the missing group. On February 26th, the search party made a chilling discovery. They stumbled upon the group's abandoned tent. It was located on the slopes of Syakhl, a place ominously referred to as Dead Mountain. The tent was badly damaged, ripped open from the inside, as if the occupants had fled in a desperate hurry. The scene was deeply unsettling. Inside the tent, the search party found the hikers' belongings, seemingly abandoned in a panic. Food and equipment were left behind, and the hikers' sleeping bags were still inside. Where could they have gone in such a state? The discovery of the tent raised more questions than answers. It was clear that something had gone terribly wrong, but the cause remained a mystery. The discovery of the abandoned tent and the missing hikers triggered a full-scale investigation. The scene was eerie and unsettling, with the tent partially collapsed and covered in snow. It was clear that something had gone terribly wrong, but the initial clues were sparse and confusing. Soviet authorities were eager to determine the cause of the tragedy. They dispatched a team of experienced investigators to the remote Ural Mountains, hoping to uncover the truth behind the mysterious disappearance. The harsh winter conditions made the task even more challenging, but the officials were determined to get to the bottom of the incident. Over the next few months, search parties scoured the mountain. They combed through the rugged terrain, battling freezing temperatures and deep snow. The search teams included volunteers, local Mansi hunters, and even military personnel, all working tirelessly to find any trace of the missing hikers. Their grim task was to locate the hikers and piece together what had happened. They found scattered personal belongings such as cameras, diaries, and clothing, which provided some clues but also raised more questions. The searchers meticulously documented every find, hoping it would lead them to the missing hikers. One by one, the bodies of the 9 hikers were found. The first 2 bodies were discovered near the edge of the forest, under a large cedar tree. They were dressed only in their underwear, suggesting they had fled the tent in a state of panic. As the search continued, more bodies were found at varying distances from the tent. They were scattered across the mountainside, some close to the tent, others further away. The positions of the bodies indicated that the hikers had tried to return to the tent, but were overcome by the elements. The discovery of the bodies only deepened the mystery, as their injuries and state of undress were highly unusual. The positions of the bodies, along with their injuries, only deepened the mystery. Some of the hikers had severe internal injuries, while others showed signs of hypothermia. The investigators were puzzled by the lack of external wounds, which made it difficult to determine the cause of death. The hikers were found in various states of undress, some barefoot, others wearing only socks or a single shoe. This phenomenon, known as paradoxical undressing, occurs in the final stages of hypothermia, where the victim feels a burning sensation and removes their clothing. However, the extent of undress was still perplexing to the investigators. Their clothing was ripped and torn, suggesting a desperate struggle. Some garments were found to have high levels of radiation, adding another layer of mystery to the case. The investigators were baffled by these findings and struggled to piece together a coherent narrative. The autopsies revealed even more disturbing details. The medical examiners found that some hikers had suffered severe internal injuries, including fractured ribs, skull fractures, and crushed chests. These injuries were consistent with a high-impact force, yet there were no external wounds to explain them. Some hikers had suffered severe internal injuries, including fractured ribs, skull fractures, and crushed chests. The force required to cause such injuries was comparable to a car crash, yet there were no signs of an avalanche or any other natural disaster that could explain the trauma. Strangely, there were no external wounds to explain these injuries. The lack of visible trauma left the investigators scratching their heads as they tried to understand what could have caused such devastating internal damage without leaving a mark on the outside. Some bodies were also missing eyes, tongues, and parts of their faces. These gruesome details added to the horror of the scene and fueled wild speculation about what had happened. The investigators considered the possibility of animal predation, but the precise nature of the injuries suggested otherwise. These findings were baffling and fueled speculation. The investigators were left with more questions than answers, and the lack of a clear explanation led to numerous theories, ranging from secret military tests to extraterrestrial encounters. The mystery of the Dyatlov Pass Incident continued to grow. The investigation concluded that the hikers died due to a compelling natural force. This vague and unsatisfactory explanation did little to quell the public's curiosity. The official report left many details unexplained, and the case was eventually closed without a definitive answer. However, this vague explanation did little to satisfy the public or silence the growing chorus of questions and theories. The mystery of the Dyatlov Pass incident has endured for decades, captivating the imagination of people around the world and inspiring countless books, documentaries, and investigations. Now let's dive into the theories and speculations surrounding the Dyatlov Pass incident. Over the years, many have tried to piece together the puzzle of what really happened on that fateful night. Some suggest it was an avalanche, while others believe it was a result of a military experiment gone wrong. There are even those who think it might have been a Yeti attack or perhaps some sort of extraterrestrial encounter. The lack of concrete evidence has only fueled these theories further, turning the Dyatlov Pass incident into one of the most enduring mysteries of our time. Each theory, while intriguing, has its own set of supporters and critics, and the debate continues to this day. As we explore these possibilities, it's important to remember the 9 lives lost and the impact on their families and friends. The truth, whatever it may be, remains elusive, but the quest for answers continues. As we delve deeper into the mystery, some researchers propose a more grounded explanation. Could it be that an avalanche, or perhaps a sudden snowstorm, was the cause? These natural events, while not uncommon in such treacherous terrain, might have caught the hikers off guard. The evidence, some argue, points to a sudden and overwhelming force of nature. Over the years, advancements in technology have allowed us to re-examine the evidence with fresh eyes. Modern forensic techniques combined with a renewed interest in the case have shed new light on old clues. It's fascinating how sometimes the smallest detail can change everything we thought we knew. Despite the new insights, many questions remain unanswered. Why were some of the hikers found with severe injuries while others showed no signs of trauma? And what of the strange radiation levels detected on some of their clothing? These unresolved details continue to baffle even the most seasoned investigators. In the end, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most intriguing mysteries of the 20th century. Its allure lies not just in the unanswered questions, but in the endless possibilities it presents. As long as there are those who seek the truth, the story of Dyatlov Pass will continue to captivate and inspire.